What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lore Reloaded. Always a pleasure to see you guys here. Thanks so much for showing up. And speaking of that, the end is, in fact, over. That is true. No, the end is near. If the end was over, I guess it would have already happened, and then we would start with the beginning, I guess. I think that's how that works. I'm not sure. That's what I'm told. Good morning, Pete Oz. Hope you're doing well. Terrence Child's in the house. So now we can actually get to the talking, as has been stated. Today we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll get right into it, or, we can go over a couple of things. So, let you guys know, now that I can talk about it, there will be a video hopefully coming out within the next week or so. Will not actually be on this channel, believe it or not. Will be on another channel soon to be released and talked about. The topic that I can tell you about is going to be a history of like the Civil War that's happening within the Star Trek fandom, the Star Wars fandom. Be talking about Fandom Menace, We Are Starfleet, all kinds of stuff. I got neat little props to discuss it. Look at this. Look how cool this is. Don't be jelly. Don't hate. Also got this, which of course, if you have read the CBS specific, what the hell are they called, guidelines, you have to specifically buy from an authorized CBS company. Let me assure you, this was specifically bought from a authorized CBS company. Definitively, that's where it was. So you don't have to worry about that. Also, we'll be having the fanfic start production, but that's still a ways off before anything is going to be seen that. So we still burning the Kurtzman verse down because he reduced the TNG era. I don't no idea the hell you're talking about. Poor sir. This is perhaps not the beginning of the end, but rather the end of the beginning. That is quite possibly where we're going. So today we're going to be starting out talking about lower decks, and then of course we can get into whatever you guys want to get into. It really doesn't matter to me. We can talk about whatever. I get paid the same regardless of what we discuss. The second episode that came out was fairly decent. I think it's going to be more what we're going to see in the future. So for instance, I think the first episode kind of tried to throw in quite a few of the different types of episodes that we would be seeing. This one specifically was a little bit more focused. You had Mariner and Beamler, however the hell you say his name, go down to the Klingon province on a Federation outpost, because they had to escort this Klingon warrior. I'm really wondering if the Klingons are now a part of Starfleet or a part of the Federation. It feels like there's a couple of indications that that may have finally happened, though there was no specific confirmation. We also got to look at the side crew with the Orion girl as well as the engineer. The one thing I will say, and I won't be getting into too many spoilers, but the one thing I will say is that I really did like the fact, that the senior staff, with the exception of the XO and CO, were really, really supportive, which was pretty cool. And I'll give this, I think it is a minor spoiler, but it was funny because it made fun of a couple of things. First off, the one guy is like, I think I'll go into another career for X reason. I won't give that reason away. And then he just does it. Because that's what you do in Star Trek. In Starfleet, you can just find another career. You can just do it. Just move into another career. And the really cool thing is all of the senior staff were actually really supportive of it. They kind of played it for jokes, like it looked like they were mad for a second and they're very supportive, but every one of them was like, that's great. You go find you. You be you. And you be the best you that you can be, which I thought was excellent. I absolutely love that. Obviously, I have never seen this episode before, so it wasn't a rehash and I didn't see it coming at all. That definitely didn't happen. But yeah, so it was a one-off, innocuous. I don't know if that's the way It was a nice little one-off episode that didn't really have much beyond contained within the episode itself. Yeah, finding another career is as easy as walking. In Starfleet it is. So, I liked it. I think, again, if you can get over the fact that it's adult cartoon, if you can let that go, you'll actually enjoy it. Ensign Mariner has some kind of PTSD. I would have some... Well, yeah, I think Ensign Mariner probably has quite a few things that's wrong with her. I like the dichotomy between her and Boimler, though. I know a lot of people think that it's being played off. By the way, Sydney Fain, thank you so much. Couple bucks, start the fanfic, bro. Appreciate it. I will put it towards the fanfiction itself. And thank you so much. It's how I keep the lights on, guys. So thanks for supporting the channel. Going back to what I was saying, though, I do like that both Ensign Mariner and Boimler, even though some people would disagree with this, I think they truly play off each other and both are pretty competent in what they do. And I like that. The one thing I would say that I don't really like is that it is kind of an adult cartoon, which means it's not going to leave a lot to nuance. And that's a little unfortunate. I think that, and I don't want to give it away, but there's some things that they do, and that if you're watching, you can see it. It's nuanced. You saw that it happened, but they then out and out tell you. So I don't like that, but beyond that, I think it's done pretty well. I still haven't seen Lower Decks yet, thanks to no international rights. Hey, did you know, completely unrelated, guys, and by the way, I'm not at any point sponsored, but if they want to pay me money, they're welcome to. NordVPN or ExpressVPN, whichever one you want to go. Did you know that if you download that program, it's really neat. That program can make it look like you are from another country. That is, that's crazy to me. So let's say that you were in the UK and you wanted to watch something in the United States that, of course, you could be able to watch in the UK too. But you tell your computer that you're from the US, and then you go to CBS All Access. And, of course, only watch things that'd be available in the UK because it's illegal otherwise. But, it's just one of them things. I love how in this show, everyone is secretly supportive and likes each other. This episode was amazing and better than episode 1. I think both of them, Vovocat, were very Star Trek-like. Both of them had the spirit of Star Trek, but I agree. Again, I'm still on the fence about the CO and XO. I think they're pretty big jerks, but I don't know. Everything about Discovery gave me PTSD, so I mean, when it comes to that, I can relate. But I'm not really going to be doing a scene-by-scene breakdown. I don't really think there's a lot of value in that. If you guys want to, we can. But again, it's an adult cartoon. It's not like Discovery. It's not like Picard. It's not like TNG. If you're going to go the illegal route, look into torrenting the episode. Why, Joseph, I would never talk about going the illegal route. Also, when it comes to Star Trek Lower Decks, I would not suggest anyone torrent it. I don't think that you should illegally do it. I think the show should be supported. All legally, of course. All legally. So beyond that, not really a ton has been going on in the Star Trek sphere. I know a lot of people have gotten mad at me because I made a joke about 2020 and I used a DS9 episode to do it. Of course, what else is new in the world? He was doing the thing with his hands and everything. He was doing the thing with his hands. I'm not sure what that one's about. Where was that from? I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't know. I watch too much stuff. Too much going on. Beyond that, I already talked about the fanfic. Star Trek does appear to be thriving. I know if you watch certain channels, you believe that it's not, and that's okay. I mean, there are people who believe that the Earth is flat and that vaccines, in fact, cause the autism. There's a lot of people who believe a lot of things that they're told. And there's just absolutely no evidence. Bro, someone got mad at you. Oh, dude, Stephen Baudet. Is that how you say it? Baudet? Stephen Bode. People get mad at me all the time, dude. For all the... Like, an interesting thing. I know this is kind of off course, but if you... Honest to God, if I don't recognize your name in a comment... So let's say you do a comment, you do a joke comment, and I don't recognize you as a regular... and you say something like, wow, I can't believe you're shilling to CBS, or wow, this has no research done on it. And that's it. That's all you put. There's really not a lot that I can gain. Now, you're totally joking, but there is a chance that I'll come at you pretty hard. Depending on what time of day it is, and if I've recently had a video out or not. And that is because I get attacked every single day. I'm not complaining, but the sad fact of life is that people get mad at my mere existence. There are Reddit articles about how I'm a communist. There are literally communist. There are Reddit articles about how I hate everybody. And so it's just, people get mad at everything. That's why I could give less than 2 Fs anymore when it comes to that. I honestly could. Some people thought that the one where I was talking about 2020, thought it was disrespectful because the episode apparently was based on, at least they claim, it was based on a Jewish book or a Jewish incident. They're like, yeah, you couldn't do this because you shouldn't do this. This is very disrespectful because of X. And I told him to get effed. I did. I told him to get effed. I could not be concerned about it. Are you starting your fanfic? I've been starting my fanfic. It got slowed down, but it's more and more. I don't know how long you've been here, but I got nice, fun little props. I've been showing props throughout. Yeah, I got called a communist. I really did. I could not be more. I am such. I believe that regulated capitalism is the way to prosperity. I really do. Could not be further from the communist regime, but apparently I'm a communist. It's one of the bigger articles too. It has like 1,000 thumbs up or something crazy. What's going on, Valette? In not fandom menace influence news, the numbers for Picard aren't great. It lost between 30 to 50% of viewership between the first and last episode, and it doesn't have a ton of rewatches. I'd be very curious to see, unless you're being sarcastic, Harry, I'd be very interested to see where that is, and see what that is. I got to be honest, I have a hard time believing that Star Trek isn't like the flagship and isn't making them an S ton of money. So here's the thing. Whether love them or hate them, corporations don't have agendas in the way that you think. If they can push an agenda, they will, but they're in it to make money. So they will do what they think is best to make money. Now they may go on some kind of social ride to do so. They may become more a part of the woke culture because they think that's going to make them the most money, but they're in it to make money. They're not going to make 5, 6, 7 different series dedicated to Star Trek if it's not making them money. They're not going to do it. They're not going to destroy their corporation to do that. They have shareholders they have to worry about. It's just crazy. What's so bad about being a communist? I don't know that I said that there's anything bad about being communist. I said that I am a capitalist from the beginning. So, yeah, not really convinced on that. Sorry, what? Did he just say the Star Trek franchise is in bad shape? Is something only dumb people think? What did he smoke exactly, or did I misunderstand him? See, the Slevin channel, I am pretty sure is messing with me, but literally that is literally the type of comments that I get, and I get them 1 out of every 5 to 6 comments. 1 out of every 5 to 6. Yeah. And it's frustrating. It gets old quick. By the way, 69 to 72 people watching, only 17 likes. Don't be scared of that like. Hit that button. Hit that button. Good, I can't stand when people get upset over works of fiction. I'm here to hear about Trek and Trek-related stuff. Well, I love your content, sir. Is he going to say anything? Thanks for the support. What is bad about being a communist? I don't know. I can't tell. What is bad about being a fascist? I don't know. Why are we talking about this? I don't really care about that all that much. What do you think about the Lower Decks backlash? I am personally enjoying it once I separated it from my own nostalgia for old Trek. What do you mean by Lower Decks backlash? I'd be curious about that. I would say that there was. I would say that the initial response online was fueled by a lot of different channels and probably by some critics. But if you're looking at episode 2 and you're looking at comments and stuff on episode 2, once that has come by, I don't know that there was a lot of backlash necessarily. People love trends and people love riding waves. And I think that a lot of that is probably going to back off in the end. I really do. I think Lower Decks... I'm not saying Lower Decks will become one of the most loved series or anything like that. I think people will ultimately consider Lower Decks all right. I honestly do. I'm seeing so many people saying it's pandering to the lowest common denominator, and that's basically Rick and Morty Star Trek. Well, IDM 654321, let me tell you, anyone who says that it is Rick and Morty Star Trek have never watched it. They have never watched it, and they are... Oh, so Slevin Channel, are you listening? Here we go. Slevin Channel, here it is. Here it is, Slevin Channel. Here we go, because I want you to quote me directly on this, all right? Slevin Channel, you listening? All right, everybody, stop typing and everybody get quiet. So if you're, whatever's happening where you are, if you're working, if you're in your house or whatever, we need everyone, all 82 people, complete silence. All right, Slevin Channel. As of right now, anyone who says Rick and Morty Star Trek, that Lower Decks is Rick and Morty Star Trek, has either not seen it, is listening to a channel, has not seen it, is listening to a channel, is simply trying to view bait, clickbait, and get their money, or is a complete nutter idiot. I say this in 100% honesty. I challenge any channel, any person, any person on God's green earth who says that Rick and Morty, that Lower Decks is Rick and Morty in space, is Rick and Morty with a Star Trek skin, to come and debate me live. Okay? But I suggest that they don't, because I don't like kicking the shit out of people. Okay? I don't really enjoy beating the ever-living fuck out of people. I don't like that. But if you want to have that live done to you, please come on the channel. I'll make a shit ton of money doing it. All right. So that's going to be the only time that I've ever said something like that, but I completely mean every word I just said. All right. Okay, everybody can talk. We can get loud again. It's okay. All right. Lower Decks is way more Venture Brothers than Rick and Morty. Man, it has been quite a while since I've seen Venture Brothers. I'd have to rewatch it, maybe. Slevin Channel says, I've never said anything about Rick and Morty at all, though. I didn't even mention it. I know, Slevin, but you were saying that I said channels that didn't like or were saying bad things about Lower Decks were dumb. I'd never said that. I never said that at all. But anyone who says that it's Rick and Morty in space has never watched it. I don't care if you're my friend or not. You've never watched it. So I was making a joke, Slevin. And I know I can do that with you. I know that you and me, like when we hold each other at night and I look in your eyes, I know that it's okay that that happens. Lower Decks is a beautifully funny show. That's simple. True to Trek lore with humor. I'd say so too, Logan. Now let me say this. If you don't like Lower Decks, I can understand that to a degree. I'm like not mad if you don't like Lower Decks, like at all. I'm not mad at you. It's just not Rick and Morty. It's just not. It's made by the Rick and Morty fans. It has the aesthetic of Rick and Morty a little bit, but it is not yet. Now it may be. We may go to episode 10 and I'm like, oh my God, is it Rick and Morty? But right now it's not. Yosef Petrek, hi, beautiful. Lower Decks is okay. Not great, not bad. I would somewhat agree with that. I enjoy Lower Decks, but it's not the most awesome thing I've ever seen. It's not LDG Pixel. I want you to watch South Park's Simpsons Already Did It. I want you to watch, that is season 6, episode 7 of South Park. Oh, so I did misunderstand it? Just say so sooner? No, I'm not going to say so sooner, Slevin. We can't have the back and forth if I say it sooner. Lower Decks is Trek on training wheels for the newbie community. I don't know that it is, but if that's what you believe, then then that's fine. I guess I can somewhat maybe, but I don't agree with it. But hey, the ride has been somewhat funny, enjoyable so far. Yep. Like your show, love Lower Decks. Thanks for being sane. I try to, Toast. This stream is golden. Well, I'm here to entertain you, Zoo. I wanted you to be in your show. Every science fiction show in history shares plots between episodes. Every single sci-fi has the stuck on the planet with the alien and learn to love them. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people were getting upset at Picard because Picard was stealing from quite a few sources. A lot of people like to say it was Mass Effect, but I think they stole from others more. Everything's derivative. I mean, everything is derivative. Do you think I'm the first guy that ever thought, hey, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to be a middle-aged guy on the internet with an attitude that is overweight, but is not afraid to clap back or hit back if someone insults me. I didn't originally think that up. I sure as hell didn't originally think, hey, I should do a Star Trek, or I don't really. I should do a science fiction channel. I mean, everything's derivative. I've explained. I mean, when I was putting this channel together, some of the things that I looked at what Trek Yards was doing. I looked at SF Debris. SF Debris is a major influence on this channel. I looked at Templin Institute. I looked at Space Dock. I looked at a lot of different channels. And I put my spin on that. There's a Vulcan Canada. I did not know that. Lower Decks seems to try to regain some of the optimism of the future that we lost with grimdark sci-fi, that we need to offset real-world dystopia. I'd agree with that, to a degree. I think that is accurate. 92 people watching, only 38 likes? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? It's only 2 hours away from your house. That's crazy. I did not know that. Huh. Templin pushes out... I think they all push out some good content. I mean, you guys are going to... I think a lot of channels push out really good content. I really do. Maybe a lot of people are just haters as they don't want humor in their Trek. I don't think you're a hater if you don't want humor in your Trek. I really don't. If someone says, hey, you know what? I don't think we should have Star Trek comedies. I don't think we should have Star Trek cartoons. I don't think that that's the spirit of Star Trek. I think that's moving away from what made Star Trek great. Again, it would be something that I disagree with, but it's not like some of the other arguments. You know? Been good bait. They just want to hate. On the other hand, how many times you see best episodes of Trek that actually could be any other sci-fi, just randomly the writer was hired to put it in this universe? Again, I don't think there's any best episode of Trek that hadn't been done before. I really don't think there's one that stands out in that way. That is something I miss about modern sci-fi. Everything is depressing and grim. I miss when the world was filled with evil, there was hope and good to lead the way. Certifiably in games. I've done a couple of collabs with them. It was a long, long time ago. But I like Certifiably in game. They don't really respond quickly to like emails or whatever. Lore Runner was a big influence on this channel. I think he's Lore Runner's a pretty awesome guy. You guys should check him out. I really like Jesse Gender too. Jesse Gender has been a recent influence on the channel. I'm worried, and Ketwalski. I'm worried about a Star Trek overload. They tried really hard to not blend seasons too much. Now there's 3 currently running shows. I do think so. I do think that we are going to see fatigue, and I think people are going to take advantage of that and be like, see? I've seen Junk Ball. Junk Ball's pretty good too. E.C. Henry is really good as well. But they will come back and they'll be like, look at this. I think there is going to be fatigue. I agree. I think you're a hater if you think all future Trek should follow, and then we don't have anything. We don't have anything. ultimately, I think fatigue will set in, and I think that'll impact probably future shows more than anything. I think Section 31 is probably going to be horrific, but is going to have a hit from that type of thing. Trek has plenty of comedy in it. It's just not at the forefront like a lot of other shows. DS9 has some of my favorite comedy moments in it. Yeah, but there's a difference between a show dedicated to comedy and having comedy moments. There are comedic moments in Star Trek, but there aren't comedy. It isn't comedy. And I think most comedy episodes, if there really are any, fall on their face. I should check my Facebook. I sent you 2 pictures on someone's opinion on Discovery. When you mean check my Facebook, I'm assuming you mean check the Lore Reloaded. There's a Lore Reloaded Facebook. I don't ever use that, though. Let me see. I mean, how far ago would it be? Probably a better way for me to see it is james@lorereloaded.com. Because I don't see anything here at the moment. Yeah, I don't see anything. Let me see. I don't use this all that much either, though. Wow, I'm sure you guys are waiting on this riveting content right here. Let's see what someone said. Let's do it. Let's do it live. All right, here's the inbox. Here we go. I'm ready. My body is absolutely ready. I would ask you your name, but that would probably be doxing. Did you send it to me like Friday, my time? No, you couldn't have. I don't see anything, man. I don't see anything here at all. Send it to james@lorereloaded.com. Check out Venom Geek Media. He's done a really cool battle report style vids on the Federation Cardassian. We'll have to take a look at that. Why does a show have to be dedicated to comedy or drama? The Orville manages both comedy and deep sci-fi. I don't think they do both well. I think when they focus on one or the other, it's better. I really do. You know, I don't know. I think Stargate dropped the ball when they tried to be too artistic for their battle porn-loving fan. I never really watched all of Stargate, I gotta be honest with you. Stargate Universe was the worst Stargate ever been. Many don't even consider it canon. Okay. Honestly, if you are a true core Trekkie, then you believe in IDIC and you must agree that all Trek has the right to exist, including lower decks. All Trek has the right. See, that's a slippery slope right there, LDG Pixels. I think all of it has the right to exist. Trek is whatever the IP holders say it is. I have always stood by that, at least for Star Trek. So, but I mean, if you believe in IDIC has a lot of bad consequences that people don't accept. I'm aware of what IDIC stands for. Yes, LDG Pixels. As someone who's dedicated 2 years of his life to Star Trek, I literally make money off of how much Star Trek knowledge I have. I do know what IDIC stands for, yes. I appreciate you sending it to me, though. Just on the off chance. To be fair, it is possible, even after 2 years, not to know something. I think that. Yeah, still send it to me, man, because I'm not seeing it. If you'll take a look, I'll do it live. I'll address it live, I guess, as they say. Not me. Oh, okay. Thoughts to Prelude to Axanar, even though it's not canon. I've actually done breakdowns of Prelude to Axanar. I've discussed it before. Removing all of the stuff in the background, all of the behind the scenes. Not looking at Alex Peters, not looking at the lawsuit, not looking at anything like that. I think Prelude to Axanar is probably one of my top, talk to you later, Grayskull, one of my top fan films. Though I think there's a lot of fan films out there, and I think you really should go and take a look, because there's Avalon. The Avalon universe is just excellent. There's a lot of great Star Trek fan films, I think. But Axanar is probably on the top. I do. Horizon Star Trek fan film is wonderful. I like the Horizon Star Trek fan film. I was trying to take a look at any others. Left Behind was really good. I liked Left Behind. Still can't believe I'm in the video. That's as much as an honor, like being randomly mentioned by someone random somewhere, I think. Well, Slevin, you're awesome, sir. Awesome. You know, I was actually disappointed talking about Prelude to Axanar. I mean, they can do whatever they want, and it may be a lot better, but when I first saw Prelude, Renegades is good too, Star Trek Renegades. When I first saw Prelude, I thought they were funding a full-on documentary. It's not going to be. What's up, Trek Cannon? It's going to be an actual like short film, like kind of what we expect it to be. I thought it was going to be a full-on documentary, which I thought would have been so excellent. I wish they had went that route. Hauntus Farmer, I'm late to the party. Saw Lower Decks episode 2. Thought it was funny. The totally not racist will hate it because capable black woman is bad. The totally not racist will hate it because capable black woman is bad. Okay. Think you're making fun of some people there? That's not polite. But yeah, I liked it too. It could go either way. Somebody is bound to do a cool Star Trek DBZ crossover at some point. That is true. Remember the Klingon computer games? I always wanted a Klingon series somewhat. You know, I played the Klingon computer game. I was never good at it. Thank God for Google. I finally got somewhere with it. I loved the Klingon computer game and the Star Trek board game. I still have the Star Trek board game. I love the hell out of that game. Where you play where Q comes and you're actually a part of one of the ships. I think it's cool. I wanted the full documentary style too for Prelude. Yeah, I thought they were going to do that. I think it could be. I think you could do an excellent documentary style, a faux documentary. I don't want to ruin. I am going to go ahead and delete that. Just because I don't want any spoilers. It was a bit clunky. I didn't think it was clunky. What was the Janeway Protocol? I imagine the Janeway Protocol was to destroy something. Had to have been. That comes in later, guys. I think you'll enjoy that. The Janeway Protocol. Oh, man. And then they laugh. It's like, what's the Janeway Protocol? Everyone laughs. Good times, dear friends. Good times. MCRN. That's... You can get all the vids on YouTube. What vids on YouTube are we talking about? Lore Loaded, what about Line of Duty fan film? I feel like I've seen that. The Line of Duty fan. Line of Duty. I don't think we've watched that one yet. Seems interesting, though. We need to do some fan film watches. Hello, sir. Hope you and your family as well. We're doing as well as can be. I'm tired all the time. My doctor tells me, literally, if I stop eating junk, that'll probably fix itself up. It's Friday over here now. What time is it over there? It is currently 6:02 on a Thursday in the year of our Lord 2020, good sir. Ramming speed at the Year of Hell 2-parter is the Janeway Protocol. Yeah, I think the Janeway Protocol and deals with a lot of death. Okay, I don't want to give spoilers, but for those who watched it, one of the things... Okay, minor spoilers. In 3, 2, 1. I laughed harder than I should have when he's like, "How did I kill more than was on the ship?" That was so awesome. Is Tindy bi? I don't know. Nor do I really care. I don't. She seems heterosexual, but I don't know. If she ends up being bisexual, I honestly do not care. It'll allow people to legitimize the porn that they're writing for her or drawing for her. How would you like a real-time strategy game set in the Dominion War? I would love it. I would absolutely love to live in hell out. I think they need to come out with an Armada 4. I really do. I would love a Star Trek game that was kind of like, and I know there's a mod, but I would love a honest-to-God true blue. I like a true Star Trek game that was like, oh, what is it? Give me a second. That was like Empire at War, like Star Wars Empire at War. I would love I would love the hell out of that, honestly. It would, for Star Trek, would be awesome. Tindy is an Orion woman. Shouldn't her pheromones be giving every other woman a headache? She probably takes injections. Most likely. She probably either that or whatever's emitting the pheromones has been removed. They do stuff like that when it comes. So one of the things, and this is within lore, it's consistent, is that if there is something that negatively impacts other species and you want to be a part of Starfleet, they will try to make you a part of Starfleet. So I imagine that they are giving her some form of injections or something like that. Maybe the Janeway Protocol has something to do with a ship getting stuck in the Delta Quad. Maybe. Tindy so far has shown no attraction to anyone. That's not true, I don't think. I think she's liking Rutherford. That said, too, see, here's the other thing. People don't have to instantly like each other. People don't have to instantly have sex. This is going to blow people's mind. And I'm not, Harry, I'm not yelling at you at all. So don't take this that way. But I'm just saying, and you're not the first one that I've seen say that. People don't have to instantly jump in the sack. You can actually build out a relationship. It is possible that we have the technology. And so I really think they're building that up. And I do sincerely think that Tindy has something for Rutherford. Honestly, when you take a look, and I don't want to give it away, but I think the ending kind of proves that Tindy has something for Rutherford. I really do. Well, it was fun, but I must get... you're thinking Sins of a Solar Empire mod. Yeah, I know, Velis. I know there's a Sins of a Solar Empire mod. I even said that. I said I know there's a mod. But I don't want a mod. I want a true blue Armada 4. Love the Janeway Protocol. Love Janeway. Voyagers is more appreciated as time goes on, says Logan at Kill. The Children on Starship thing was good. Oh, yeah, it was. Let's not give it away, but the children thing was... so funny. It's horrible. I have such a dark sense of humor. You think the engineer getting no love trope is going to bite? I don't think so. I think something's going to happen. Not everyone has to do the Riker maneuver when they first meet. That is true. I still watch some channels on YouTube that do playthroughs of Empire at War mods. Cool. I'm sure a lot of people do. It wouldn't be called Armada 4, it'd be called Armada 3. I thought there was a Star Trek Armada 3. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe I'm thinking Sins when I think that. The hell? Talk to you later, Vleta. I could see the tension between Trip and T'Pol from the moment one. She wanted to do him since... I don't know that she wanted to do him. There's a difference between having tension, between having a spark, and trying to instantly get people together. I think Trip and T'Pol may be another example of a slow burn. Even though I don't think Trip and T'Pol was done all that well at the end of the day. It is an example of it. Yup. You know, Lore Runner is doing his little something or other where he's doing a lot of recording. He's not online. That is just a shame. Star Trek Armada 3 is only a mod on the Sins. Yeah, we've talked about that. I want an official game release, is what I'm trying to say. There is an in real life fusion Borg cube in orbit around the sun from Armada 2. Okay. I mean, I've seen the Borg cube like everyone else has. I didn't know that it was confirmed that it was Borg, a fictional race, a fusion cube, a fictional ship that came out only in Armada. I'm glad we've confirmed that. I mean, we're all screwed, but that's good to see. I think if you have sex first, then you can see if that's all they want or if they want to be with you or other things too. Well, the United Earth Alliance, if I agree with you on that or not, is, well, my first question is, are you female? That's going to impact whether I agree with you or not at the beginning. Do you live in Tennessee? That's going to have another impact to it. Blonde, brunette, redhead, that's marginal, but it'll still have somewhat of an impact. I need you to answer these questions before we continue with this line of discussion. Birth of the Federation was amazing. You're amazing, Pete Oz. You are. No one else, except all the other 91 people watching. If you watch Lower Decks for what it is, a comedy, it is good. It is something new, so I enjoy it. Yeah, I think, again, if you can accept that it's an adult cartoon, I don't think it's bad. So did Starfleet have sex with Vulcans before the Federation? Starfleet's an entity. It's not like a person. Vulcans is a race. So I guess that's like asking, I don't know how that's like. Did the U.S. military have sex with China before? Or no, did the U.K. have sex with Poland? No, did the United Kingdom military have sex with Poland before the European Union? That's the question you just asked. Sorry, it broke me for a second. I had to figure out a good example. So I don't know that I could answer that question. I thought that the last scene in episode 1 of Lower Decks captured Trek's spirit, different people coming together to make something great. I agree. The game Dominion Wars was okay if you could get the mouse to work properly. I'm not sure there was a game called the Dominion Wars. Star Trek Dominion Wars game. I had no idea of the existence of this. Real-time tactics. No, wait. Yes, I did. Never mind. Yeah, I know this game. I played it. It was all right. Yosef Petrick, you are amazing. You're welcome for the brain malfunction. That's what you did. You did do that. That is true. Why can't gamer bros keep being misogynistic and just go back to being guys who like video games? Cade McCarthy. I don't even know how to even start broaching that. It's time to be a Vulcan and not a Vulcant. That's true. That joke's gonna come up. Watch. I bet you. You know what would be interesting is, and I've said this a million times, but I'd like to see it. I would love them to do a going back in time episode, and they go back to the animated series and they draw in that art style. That'd be awesome. I do think that Mariner, like Burnham, suffers from the same problem of having a backstory that explains how she knows and can do what she does, but instead of being shown that, we are told that. Yeah, but here's the difference between Michael Burnham and Mariner. Mariner has flaws. Mariner is a drunk. She's lost faith in a system that is still a good system. She does have a lot of street smarts, but she doesn't have book smarts. In the second episode, and it's small, but in the second episode, she does actually miss a couple of key things, and you have to be watching it to stay on par with it. But she misses a few things that Boimler doesn't, because Boimler actually reads the information that he's given. I'm running sore, but keep it up. Talk to you later, Harry Garrison. She's valuable. Michael Burnham is none of these things. Thanks for the support, guys, by the way. It's the only way I can keep the lights on. Cade, you were talking about Gamergate. Yeah, but when you're talking about the culture for people who played video games, that's been going on since the beginning of the internet and gaming. It's been going on since then. And even if we accept that all Gamergaters are just the worst people on planet Earth, that Gamergate is this huge, giant, misogynistic piece of filth, The people on the other side are really just the same, a different side of the same coin. Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, however you say her name. They're not really that good people. They mislead. They use people for money. No, even if we assumed everything about Gamergate on one side, they're all misogynistic. The other side isn't any better. In a way, having her not have book smarts is a bit of a stereotype. Never thought about that. I'll bet in Lower Decks that'll be a command division thing. Yes, Anita Sarkeesian. I said her name right, didn't I? I think. In a way, her not having book smarts. Yeah, again, Michael Burnham and Mariner are two completely different characters. They're not the same, like, at all. Michael Burnham, what is wrong with you, Charles? Sir, what is wrong? Y'all are stupid. All right, McDad. Gamergate, more like Lamergate. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, Carlos. For the lights and warp speed. Thank you. I appreciate that. It sounds like she is flawed character done right. Not a Mary Sue nor a complete mess that can't ever be saved. Yeah, I think she is. I think she's actually done right. Remember Attack of the Show and X-Play? I did. I used to watch those all the time. They would constantly get flack because of viewers of the show accused them of not being real gamer girls. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's like the mentality, the Gamergate mentality or gamer bros has always existed. It's the culture. You can try to change the culture, but it's not going back. It's just always in existence. Warp speed COVID, more like Warp 05. Hey now. This actually is a safe space against COVID. Is my girl? I don't know. This actually is a safe space from COVID. Guaranteed watching this channel won't give it to you. And no other channel can say that. I don't think the other side was that great either. I just don't want misogyny. Well, I don't think there's really many people that want misogyny. Probably a few, but I don't think there's a lot of people that really want misogyny at the end of the day, especially if you explained it to them. But I mean, by the same token, there are people that don't want misandry either, right? I think people, I think people will look at something that is misandristic and say that it is simply not misogyny. I think people try to go to the other side too. Klingons hate replicators. I did not know that. Of course, a lot of replicators have hot bananas, so, you know. In the voyage home, there was a replicator on board the Klingon ship. Yeah, they have replicators, don't they? Can I put on the helmet thing? I don't have it up here, or I'd put it on. And it's not the helmet thing, sir. It is a Sith Lord's thing. Stephen Bode says obligatory support. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I don't know why it isn't saying it. I'll have to check into that. It occurs to me that if Brad becomes a captain one day, he will go to his old friends for help and advice, even if they haven't advanced in rank. Probably. Misogyny, more like massage my knee. God, Aaron McDad, why do you say stupid? You make me say stupid stuff. I did get it. I appreciate you supporting the channel. I don't know why it didn't say it. Usually it says it. That's weird. Oh, this isn't on, so you guys can't hear it when it says it. Yeah, when you guys didn't support, it's saying the name, but it's not saying the thing. I'll turn that on so you guys can hear it, though. Well, I mean, there are people who are alcoholics that are able to still do their jobs and stuff. There are functioning alcoholics. There are functioning addicts in everything, you know? What do I think of the Constellation class? Well, let me look at it, make sure I have the right. There are so many different classes. I hate the Constellation class. I think it's garbage. I've never liked the look of it. I don't like it. I don't know why. I just don't like the way it looks. I mean, there's nothing against it. I'm not, it's whatever. There was a replicator on board the Klingon ship. Why didn't Kirk just make some money? I don't know what that... Cormac, I'm not sure what you're referencing there. Though, I would say that things being inconsistent, especially in Star Trek, and even in the same movie, is not, that's just another day that ends in Y. Who is the worst character in Star Trek, the new Trek? I really, really dislike the way Michael Burnham is written. I loathe that character, but I would have to say the character I hate... I think the worst character is Agnes Girardi. They absolutely assassinated her character. I think she's the worst character. Do you watch Red Letter Media at all? They make a lot of references in Trek in their movie reviews, so they released a video in their top 5. I do watch Red Letter Media. Not only that, I have actually done 2 videos criticizing their breakdown of Star Trek Discovery, or Star Trek Picard. It was one or the other, because they were so badly done. But I'm really a huge fan of Red Letter Media overall. Do you like Junk Balls content? I do. No, my channel is based off of Alpha Canon, but that doesn't mean that I don't like or can't appreciate other types of canon or other types of universe. Green Orions were originally unintelligent in the original series. Were they? Talk to you later, Yosef. Thanks for coming by, buddy. I just think it's ironic that people who wish to have relations with gamer chicks are the same people driving women away from the gamer culture. Cade, I don't know if you're referring to me or not, but I would love to have relations with gamer chicks. If you have any gamer chicks, I have no interest in pushing them out of gaming. So all gamer chicks, if you would like to have relations, as Cade puts it, please consider contacting me at james@lorereloaded.com. Will you do more drunk lore videos? I will. At some point. Not right now, though. I can't at the moment. But I will at some point. A maniac, that's for sure. Oh, that's fine, Kate. I know you may not be referring to me, but I'm already going out of my way. I'm telling you that I am all about gamer and sci-fi chicks. I'll let you all in on a secret. All women are gamer chicks, and that game is The Sims. There is a study that actually a lot of it depends on when people call gamer chicks, they think World of Warcraft, they think Call of Duty, things like that. But actually, what is it called? Click and play or point games where you try to find stuff, like that is a huge female. They have a huge female following. Candy Crush. Agnes was pretty insufferable. I didn't like anyone in Star Trek Picard, though, so I'd likely to agree. Agnes was horrific. She started out as a wonderful character, as a really intelligent character. Just absolutely a horrific, insufferable. Is Lower Decks canon? It is, in fact, canon. Yep. Point and click adventures. Yeah. That's not to say that women don't like, World of Warcraft or those other games. It's just when you do demographic breakdowns, point and click, Candy Crush, stuff like that, just unreasonably high for females. It's like not even, it's stupid, the breakdown for that. But yeah, going back to what this originally was about, Trek Point Lower Decks is in fact canon. Wait, I thought animated series were beta canon. Animated series have gone back and forth on being canon and not being canon. The animated series has gone into canon and not canon at least 4 times that I know off the top of my head. The animated series is considered canon at this juncture, as is Lower Decks. The person who really didn't like animated series being canon was Gene Roddenberry. He couldn't stand it. He thought only live action deserved to be canon. So, he's gone now. Anti-Tracker seems to think it's not canon, just like Tass. He's wrong.
Josh Kortulf tipped $10, just a heads up. I'm a person with a disability. I, and others, find the word lame to be an ableist slur. I believe in free speech, so say what you like. Just know that one of your supporters doesn't love that word. Thanks.
So I'm going to say this. First off, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. How do I want to address that? How do I want to address that? If there's a term that I say that you don't like, I can appreciate that. And if I'm having an interaction with you, I can even attempt to respect your wishes on that. However, there is absolutely no way that I would be able to there's absolutely no way that I'd be able to keep everybody happy. Additionally, like you, I believe in freedom of speech. I believe people should generally be able to say whatever they want to say. So when it comes to saying like lame or things like that, I don't think it's an ableist term. I would completely and utterly disagree with that. And I am not going to limit myself in that way. But again, if you and me are interacting, if we're talking on here, or even if you're present and you say, I don't like that word, I would probably try not to say it. So if you want to mention it to me, or if you want to like email me or something and let me know, out of respect, I can do that. And that's not just because you gave money. I would do that to most anybody. It depends on how you come at me. But my response to you is I can appreciate your point of view, but personally, I don't find it to be all that offensive, and I won't limit myself in saying it. But if I know you're present, I might try to do it as respect as something you don't want me to say. That's my opinion on it. And I deleted somebody else's comment, and I'll probably delete another. If you guys, I wouldn't say I appreciate when someone does it in that way. First off, you don't have to give money. If you want the money back, you can have it. But if you say, hey, I don't like that term just because it hits me hard, or just because of something like that, then I can respect that. Now, if you come at me and say, man, wow, you're ableist racist by using the word lame. Oh man, the rest of this, entire conversation would use that word like every other sentence. But again, I can appreciate the way that it was said. That's the way I look at it. If you come at me and say, hey, I don't like that, then is it okay if I love Lower Decks and still call myself a Star Trek fan? Yeah, it's okay if you like Star Trek Picard or Star Trek Discovery and say it. Let's get back to Star Trek. How do you feel about crashing the captured Borg cube into the planet? I think that was dumb. I didn't like that at all. There's so many plot holes with that. We're talking about, so Anti-Trekker's wrong. The animated series as well as Lower Decks is canon. No, I'm just saying if you're going to attack him, I'm just saying if you're going to attack him because he said, hey, I just disagree with this, there's no use in that. I don't know why. You can say it's wrong. You can say I think that the idea is silly, but just attacking someone who was perfectly, I really was coaching with it. I think they're messing with you. They may. I can't tell anymore. I honestly, honest to God, I can't tell. We were talking about this earlier. Like if I don't recognize your name and you go on to any video and you say, oh, wow, you CBS shill, or, oh my God, learn lore. Please, God, learn lore. God, this is horrible. you might get a really negative response, even though you're kidding with me. I have lost the ability to read sarcasm unless it is beyond obvious. Or to read stuff like that. Again, when it comes to people saying, you know, if you do it in a respectful way, then I'll listen. But again, I might disagree. I as I stated, if someone's present and they don't want me to say it, I'll probably respect that, but that's only out of respect for the person. So is that tardigrade? So the short treks, I think the tardigrade one probably isn't. I think the tardigrade one probably isn't canon. I think it's going to go Prodigy won't be canon. But beyond that, I think that I know that all of the others are canon. The anime series, not only did they say the animated series was canon, in Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard, they use references from the animated series. A lot of them. Yeah, the /S really helps out a lot. And again, it's just, and here's the thing. So I, believe it or not, have, would I be cool with a Star Trek series set in the 20th century time travel? I wouldn't, I mean, on spec, I'd watch it. I don't know that it'd be that good, but I'd watch on spec. What the hell was I talking about? We were talking about Star Trek animated series, and we were talking about how there have been a lot of references, how they have said the animated series and Lower Decks is canon. Prodigy won't be. They've stated that already. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Oh, well. What do I think about the new Battlestar Galactica show? Beta canon. What was I talking about when it comes to beta canon? What do I think about the new Battlestar Galactica? Is there a new one coming out? I like the reimagined. I really like the reimagined. I like the reimagined more than I like the original. /S in sarcasm. Oh, yeah, here it is. So, thank you for reminding me of that. So, I get attacked every damn day. I get attacked all the time. Within this, how long has this been going on? Going on just over an hour. I have gotten at least one comment attacking me in some way. It happens all the time. Online, people actually think that I'm pretty gruff, that I do respond to people, but when I respond, I'm a jerk. And sometimes they're right, because you can only take so much before you just get tired of it. I do not blame larger channels that don't respond ever. At all. I wish there was an Enterprise J show. What would you do with it, though? Would it be exploring again? I don't like the way the Enterprise J looks either. I like the Cerritos ship design. Well, let me tell you this. The Cerritos ship design it's a California starship, California class starship. It is a California class starship that doesn't work. It's constantly breaking down. The CO is a jerk who wants to go out of her way to harm people. She doesn't like her own children. And she is actively working against some of her crew. I think that California class is appropriate. I think they nailed it. You kind of, like, talking about real life behind the scenes, they'll name stuff to kind of make it, go with the actual show to have a deeper meaning. I think they nailed it. California class all the way. Sup, Lore? English Gent, thanks for supporting the channel. What's up, Lore? Do you think Star Trek show based on an expedition to the Andromeda Galaxy with the main focus on revolving around a Colossus starship built in cooperation of nations from the Alpha Quadrant? What do I think about that? Or do I think it would do well? I think it would be a way to do exploration, but I don't know that exploration can be done, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know that exploration is what people want to watch anymore. I know a lot of people think that like a TNG-esque thing can survive. I don't know that it can. I'm just being honest. Oh. I don't know that it can survive. Maybe. But I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I think they don't need to change canon, but rather have Trek shows not based around Starfleet, like have one around some civilians and other. People have wanted, as said, they wanted like Star Trek Klingons. I don't think that would work either. Honestly, I honest to God, I honest to God think that the best way to work is to have it focused around Starfleet. Those are the ones that seem to do really well. But I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know that they can do that anymore. Arguably, Orville does that, but even Orville has dystopian episodes as well as wars and stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm dyslexic, so if I spell something wrong, I'm sorry. Well, you don't have to be sorry about that. My daughter's dyslexic. Or possibly both of them. We don't know about the other one yet. The Orville can see a show with 90s style work good. The Orville, we can see a show with 90s style works good or works well. When you add Star Trek to it, I don't know. Especially since the new group, the niche that they've built, I don't know if the new audience would be into that. If you would have to guess what time it was on Earth when Star Wars was happening, what year or decade would you guess? My personal guess would be the early medieval ages. Well, it says it happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So if it was a long, long time ago, that is, of course, very relative. But I would say probably pre-human. I think a 10-episode Klingon miniseries could work, at least for the fanboys like us. I don't think so. I just don't think Klingons would work well. I don't think people would gravitate towards that. I'm dyslexic as all hail. I don't know if you meant to say, well, that wouldn't be really, that wouldn't necessarily be dyslexic. I say in cooperation with nations, so you got races like Cardassians, Romulans, etc. all on this ship. But nobody has direct authority. Well, first off, I don't think it would work if no one has direct authority. I think it'd need to be over Starfleet. I think you could try a Battlestar Galactica with it. I think it might be interesting to send a fleet of Federation, Klingon, Romulan, Breen, Cardassian, Bajoran, that go off. I think would be interesting. Don't go full Battlestar Galactica on it. Don't destroy the Alpha Beta Quadrant or anything like that. But I think that could be. Expectations from Disco Season 3. I won't be surprised if Burnham is a Jesus Christ-like figure that brings everyone together. I will say that it's probably going to be Andromeda. I think they're doing Star Trek Andromeda. I don't have an issue with that. A lot of people do. I don't. Star Trek Andromeda could be interesting. Andromeda is a Gene Roddenberry property. Honestly, Andromeda arguably was the counter to Star Trek. After Star Trek was taken from him, he wrote it. But I think that's what they're going to do. Haha, as cool as I love the idea of a BSG Star Trek universe, I wouldn't force that on people. I think it could be interesting, but I just think that people wouldn't like it. I mean, people are getting mad at Picard. Can you imagine what would happen? I mean, English Gent, your favorite channels would be going crazy. Your favorite channels would be wanting to destroy everything Star Trek. That's all you would hear. BSG, BSG, BSG. You'd get sick of hearing that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Nerdrotic was secretly funded by CBS. Wish I hadn't read that one. I don't think Nerdrotic. I know Nerdrotic. I met Nerdrotic. We haven't talked in a while. My open attacks on Fandom Menace recently probably means we will not ever talk again. But we used to be decent friends. We actually talked in person. I used to have more followers than him, if you could believe that. I think Nerdrotics is sincere. I'll be honest with you. I think Nerdrotics is sincere. I think McRandom is sincere. I think Doomcock is sincere. Which I can't say about other channels. Star Trek and Star Wars should have a crossover called Star Wars. It's called Star Trek Rise of the Force or something. The Star Trek vessels, Starfleet vessels, would beat the ever-living hell out of Star Wars vessels. Modifius made rules for an all-Klingon game in Star Trek Adventures. I think you would know that, good Mr. McDudd, if you came to my Star Trek Adventures show and you stayed there. Haha, I know the channels you're referring to, and although I do enjoy those channels, I wouldn't consider them my favorite. I much prefer your channel. Oh, thanks, English channel. You know, and I'm not saying you... I do like The Expanse. I know... The way I always figured it is I thought it was reversed than that. Like, you preferred their channels, but you liked mine. Because you can. I think you can like Fandom Menace and like my channel. I think you can like Steve Shives and like my channel. I don't think preference works in that way. But thank you. I'm honored to hear you say that. I'm surprised by that too, because you and me drastically disagree. What other things would you like to collide with Trek? I don't like crossovers. I don't do them. I blame other lore for finding your channel. Well, good. Lore Runner's a top-notch channel. If you guys haven't, you should go to lorerunner.com or twitch.tv/The Lore Runner. He's an excellent channel. But yeah, you're the only Trek channel I watch. You do watch Overlord DVD, Doomcock, as they know. Gary mentioned you and Anti-Trekker in some stream back in early 2019. Yeah, we used to talk to each other. We don't anymore. At any point. And I think it's probably going to stay that way. Hey, wait, this isn't Trek Yards, says DWOMT. Discovery and Star Trek? Hey. I like episode 3 and Rogue One story action. Rogue One was interesting. I didn't mind it. I think a Kerbal film would be interesting because there is no lore in the game. How would you do a Kerbal game? Oh, you guys should look up. There's a wonderful parody. I forget the name of the channel. Door Monster. You should look at their parodies. Trek versus Jetsons. Rosie betrays Earth and assimilates us. I respect yourself more because you have a strong stance in what you believe and refuse to compromise, whereas those other channels won't compromise because they refuse to more than likely. I would agree with that, I think. Well, I'm glad you like the channel, English Gen. I mean, I didn't take it personally or anything. I just thought that you and me, generally, because we disagreed so much, it wasn't your favorite channel. I mean, it wasn't a personal thing. I just think the entire... It's not a false flag operation. I promise you, I've talked to those people. I know... I don't know them now, but I knew them then. And I definitively know Anti-Trekker, who he recently said he's not Fandom Menace. He doesn't actively say he is, but it's put upon him. And I know he's not. I know he's not a false flag. So I wonder, will you still watch Lower Decks? Absolutely, Tesla. We said that. I like Lower Decks. I think Lower Decks episode 2 was really done well. What do you think of Voltron, that show about robot lions? I used to watch Voltron when I was a kid, have not watched the newer ones. I've watched video essays on it, just because I like video essays. I've heard that up to season 3 was good. Past that, it sucks. Sorry, love your lore videos, but you've read everything I say. I get the whole Twitch chill with your members things, but I honestly prefer you outside look instead of discussing with peeps like me, Renee Mix. Okay, well, I mean, then the live streams aren't for you, good friend. The live streams is a sit and chill with you guys. So, yeah, I probably would not say to stay. If it's not your thing, I would encourage you not to watch it. Not going to hurt my feelings. Laura, you've gotten into my head. Every YouTube channel I watch now, I'm instantly hear your voice in my head say, hit that like button. Well, good. I mean, if there's a channel you like or there's a channel you want to support, you should hit the like. It costs you nothing, and it helps them. Even hitting, but here's the dirty little secret. Hitting the thumbs down actually helps as well. The single story per episode style of TNG versus Discovery or Picard, do you think the former is unfairly disadvantaged in having iconic episodes, given it can have bad episodes? The single story per episode style of TNG versus Discovery or Picard, do you think the former is unfairly advantaged in having iconic episodes? I don't accept the premise, Johnny. I don't accept the premise at all. I think that you can have an iconic episode and have an overarching story arc. I think Babylon 5 has iconic episodes, has great episodes that are within an arc that people remember. So I don't necessarily accept that premise. I also don't think... We'll see, because Lower Decks is doing well, and Brave New Worlds may do well. But right now, at least The current thought in Hollywood is that you have to have an arc. Everything has to connect. You have to have a universe in that way. We'll see if that's proven wrong. You've got little kids. Did you watch She-Ra with them? No, we don't watch She-Ra. We watch... they actually like watching a lot of... So YouTube has destroyed them in a way, I think. We do watch like a lot of Disney stuff, but for the most part, they like watching like informational videos. Like they like watching information about the medieval ages or about bunnies or about animals or about our ecosystem. It's one of the oddest things I've ever seen. There's also this one channel, and I don't know who they are, but this one channel, just like the entire channel, every video is like having these cute little clips that they find on the internet, and they like put them into a collection. Like there was one where there was a frog and he tried to eat a bug and he didn't like the bug and he spit it out and he hit it off of the path, which was just one of the funniest things I'd seen this week. But when it comes to watching solid things, we'll watch Disney movies. But really, meant for kids YouTube channels is what we watch a lot. Is it? It might be daily dose of internet. That sounds familiar. Maybe it's them. I don't know. I watch with them though. Because I know what the internet is. So I generally see what they're watching. Maybe it is Kitten Cammy. I don't know. Lore has documentary buffs for kids. Yeah, I mean, and like some stuff they watch, I don't hate it. I don't know that it's appropriate. I've had to turn it off before. Like, what's up, girl? I can see you in the camera. What you doing?
Can I have a popsicle?
Can you have a popsicle?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, if I say no, I'm live right now, I'd look really bad.
Please.
I don't know.
Please.
I don't know that you can have it.
Please.
Get your sister to do it, okay? You both can have one, but she has to be the one to do it, okay?
Okay.
I love you.
And I dab. You don't get me to say dab all the time.
Oh, yeah, no, what she does is behind me, she'll actually swing on it, or she'll try to stay behind me because she thinks she's hiding and I don't feel someone touching the back of it. So they'll watch like documentaries on like saving animals, like animals that have been in oil spills or whatever. And like they enjoy that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know that you should be watching. I mean, I don't hate it, but do your kids watch Nick Jr.? Again, they more watch kid-friendly YouTube stuff, some Disney Plus stuff. There was one Disney Plus thing that they watched that I was on the fence about too. It was a Ratatouille short, and he was talking about how you shouldn't hate mice. Because like mice, get a bad rap or whatever. I forget which one it was. I did not like that. Because he was like, mice are great, and I was like, no, don't touch mice. They will make you sicker than hell. The Dodo is probably a good channel for them. Lots of saving. Yeah, I mean they've watched stuff like the Dodo, but the Dodo is not that bad. But they have went on, and again, it's not. I don't know. There's just like they'll have a bird that is covered in oil that they're trying to clean and help. And it's like, I don't like that you're watching an animal that has suffered, but also they're saving animals. And I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I guess you guys can log in and I guess you guys can sit here and watch me, sit here and say, I don't know for about 20 minutes. I guess that could be good content for you, I suppose. That's speciest. What is that? It's cute, but it teaches a bad lesson. Ratatouille short. film. Your Friend the Rat. Ratatouille, Your Friend the Rat. I don't. Ugh. Which Trek channels would want to stay away from? Which Trek channels would I want to stay away from? I'm smarter than that, Cade. I'm not gonna talk about that, sir. The rules of YouTube is you never say that. Have you played Star Trek? Not only have I played Star Trek Online, I was sponsored by them for quite a while and have several lore breakdowns. We watched Tim Pool. We know it's complicated. I have mixed feelings on Mr. Pool. There is a pornographic game called Subverse. I actually gave money to that game because of how triggered Tim Pool was about it. Honestly, it's a good sign that your kids are watching that on purpose instead of dumb kiddie stuff. Are you excited for the blank slate of Picard Season 2? I am not... I'm not excited. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Picard Season 1 was horrible. The execs and marketing teams are liars. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping Discovery 3 will be good too. But I don't know. Did I hear about the drama with Mr. Poole? Which drama? Tim Poole always has drama. Any lore out on the Cerritos yet? It's a California-class ship. Beyond that, I don't think there's any lore. Yes, Joseph, that is exactly what I said. When I said I have complicated thoughts on Tim Pool, there are things I enjoy and don't, and I went out of my way to give money to the porn game Subverse to trigger him. That means that, yes, I hate Tim Pool with everything in my body. I cannot stand. There's nothing more than I hate in this world than Tim Pool. That is exactly what that meant. Yes, nailed it. So for us Europeans, is Lower Decks good? I think it's good. Soy Jesus left the IRL cast? I don't know what that means to me. I have no idea who that is. Lower Decks is not an abomination. Lower Decks is actually pretty good. I think it's a return to Legacy Trek. I would suggest, if you have access to it, that you at least give it a try. And of course, I would never suggest doing anything illegal, but just for your information, and this is just random, not connected at all, you can use ExpressVPN or NordVPN to change. You can make your computer think you're in a different country. I'm European and watching Lower Decks. Okay. Any news about it coming? I don't have any news about it going anywhere. I want to see China get split up into a bunch of smaller countries. Well, that's interesting, Kate. Since they like information type stuff, I recommend Omzen Time or maybe Dr. Bionic. He's a cartoon talking Blue Cloud. I think they've seen Dr. Bionic. Let me see. I usually watch what they have. Either I watch it with them or I'll watch it on the... I have them set up so that I can... I see what they see. I'll go through the history. If I haven't been able to hang out with them all that much, I'll go through the history and see. I think they've watched him. No torrents. Do not steal this stuff. It is worthy of getting views and money. I have seen Johnny Quest. I watched Johnny Quest quite a bit when I was a kid. If there's a new Johnny Quest, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I got no idea. I don't watch any of Tim Pool's podcasts or anything like that. I watch the off video here and there. I don't know much about him beyond that. I'm British, and I'm afraid I've not laughed much myself, although I was very pleasantly surprised at her social sacrifice this episode. I very much liked that. I think it was really cool. I think there's a lot to it. Evan Clark, I'm sure it's not the first time you've ever been wrong in your life. Lower Decks is why Trump won. It's true. He ain't going to be back. I bet it's shocking. His podcasts with Adam were better than... Okay. I don't know. You guys can keep talking about Tim Pool if you want. Got no idea what you're talking about. I believe the European Union would boost a lot of the numbers if they made the deal with Amazon or Netflix. The European Union making bad decisions? Say it ain't so. Say it. A German-dominated superstate making bad decisions. Shocking. Definitely, as the characters become more fleshed out, the writers can be more nuanced. Hopefully. We'll see where it goes. The first 3 or 4 episodes, I think, are pretty solid. Not that I have seen the 3rd or 4th episode at all, but I think the first 3 or 4 episodes are pretty solid. After that, we'll have to see where it goes. Welcome to the hive mind, says Lego. No idea what that means, but okay. Unless you're talking about the European Union. The internet is a great republic with no boundaries and paywalls for watching some cultural stuff. I agree, Tesla. I'm going to remove that for spoilers, but I agree. I'm trying to tell people spoilers hand, but I think don't take it personally. But I agree. I thought it was funny. I wish CBS would just do a partnership with Netflix. Yeah, I think CBS is just greedy, is where that's coming from. I think CBS is being entirely too greedy. Was he British, though? I didn't pick up on the Ferengi having a British accent or anything. I'll have to go back and listen. I heard it'll come out everywhere like the rest of the shows, but they brought it out early because of the quarantine. That's possible. Hopefully it comes out. I want everybody to be able to see it without having to use a NordVPN or any kind of VPN. I would love for people to see it, but again, it depends. You feel me? You feel me, Jeeves? All right, guys, we're going to be ending this soon. Anything you want to talk about before we end it? Which YouTube channels would you recommend for a sci-fi fantasy fan? Sci-fi fantasy. I mean, are you wanting something more professional, or are you wanting something like my channel? Because I don't know my channel. Who did the Guild? I think if you want something sci-fi that would be wonderful to see, I'd watch the Guild series. I forget what's the name. I don't necessarily agree with her politics, and she likes Wesley, which is just Felicia Day. Some of the channels she does on Felicia Day, I think, is excellent. And her channel, The Guild, has some fun stuff, I think. And that series was just awesome. Junkball Media is pretty good, but they're more science fiction. Fantasy, that's a little bit hard. I'd have to think about that. There's this one channel you probably have heard of at some point. That's true. I like Wesley in season 7. I don't like Wesley at all. I don't like Wesley. I don't like Wesley's actor. You know who I like? Science fiction. You're talking about that. It's a dude. You guys help me out. It's a cartoon. I think he's an animator. I think he animates all of them. And he talks about his D&D games. And he does DM stories. He does... I'm trying to think of it. Oh, hell. It's going to come to me after this. Puffin Forest. Now, the one thing I don't like about Puffin Forest, unlike me, is a DM that he doesn't let his players die. I think that's dumb, but that's a good channel. What made the Dominion so powerful to nearly defeat 2 empires and a federation of many different worlds? Is it mainly down to the shape-shifting ability? No, it was their ability to, by the time they... Puffin Forest, yeah. By the time they met the Federation, they had conquered over 800 governments, 800 different species. They were, like, unreasonably powerful. And that's how. And their technology was, at the beginning, more advanced. Ba-ba-da. Should we balkanize China? I don't know what that means. And apparently someone took offense with the word balkanize. Let's look that up. Divide into small... What is it with you in China? Yeah, they do mass produce ships and soldiers. The Dominion probably didn't have to deal with larger empires. Well, I think they just started absorbing them. I think they were like the Federation except evil, and they were willing to use politics and stuff, and they just began absorbing empires. And by the time they realized what was going on, it was too late. I did, in fact, look up what the term meant. It doesn't say it's a slur. Is it a slur? I'm assuming oh, it is. It's a pejorative, geopolitical term for the process of fragmentation or division. Huh. I learned something new this day. The Dominion probably didn't have to... Oh, we already said that. All right, anything else, guys, before we end it? Gonna be ending it soon. My voice is going out. That's crazy. I'm tired. I'm always tired. I need to start eating good stuff so that I'm not tired. Okay, well, I didn't know... First off, I didn't know that it was a pejorative. I see where they get it from. Is Star Trek Online canon? Star Trek Online is not canon yet, though. Based on, I mean, what they've been making everything else canon, so it's only a matter of time, right? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you on the next Lore Reloaded.